Guys, so it feels like ages since I made just a pure art process video, and I think part of what makes it hard to come back to doing these videos is like the pressure of leaving it so long, and then the possibility of coming back with something that people aren't interested in. So the longer I leave it, the harder it is to get back into it. And I've been feeling a bit meh about my art recently. I can just like see where I want it to be, so I can see that it isn't quite there yet, and in the process of getting it there, I've been doing a lot of experimenting, just a lot of like trying new things, buying new things, because you know you can't go through an art block without spending money on supplies that you don't need. But yeah, one of the biggest things about experimenting is that I think the main reason that I haven't wanted to show my experiments is that I don't want the feedback, and I know that sounds terrible, but you know, like obviously in art, feedback is so key to growth, and being able to take on and interpret and use criticism, negative or not, is one of the most valuable traits that a creative person can have, I think. But I'm just not at that stage of the cycle yet, and what I mean by that is I feel like getting to know your art comes in cycles. So you learn something new, you get to know it, and you incorporate it into your work, and before long you're doing what you've always done, with the new stuff that you've learned becoming second nature. And then it starts to feel stale, and you start seeing flaws, and everyone else's work looks better than yours. You know how you want it to look, so you work on getting it there. You experiment, you learn something new, and then you settle into a few new techniques to go with your old ones, and you're back at the beginning, just having your own little process, being happy with it and doing what you do until the next time that you see room for growth. And the doing what you do stage is the part of the cycle that I think best suits receiving feedback. Once you're comfortable, you stop seeing the little mistakes you're making, or you get complacent in what you're doing, and that's where outside eyes can really help to keep you on a path of improvement and growth, and introduce you to new ideas that you might not have even thought of. But the experimentation stage, I don't know, I feel like that should be a real introspective time. It's the bit where you're finding your voice independent of what other people might want or like or expect from you. Even if people like what you're doing in the experimentation stage, there's always the potential of that feedback pulling you more in one direction when you initially were just giving it a go for the fun of it. Outside influence is inevitable, and it can be great. It might even be essential, depending on how you think, but not all the time and at the right time. If you remember my January vlog, I said that I was having an existential crisis, and there were a lot of reasons for that, but part of it was getting to a point where I'd spent so long taking on what other people had to say, I didn't really know my own voice anymore. I don't know if this is something that only people who share their work and their lives online can relate to. Probably not. I think we all inherently look for some kind of validation in day-to-day life, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think it's important to have time to yourself, to ground yourself in your own reality and not the expectations that you've put on yourself and the expectations of others. Anyway, the other less profound reason that I've been uploading less recently is that I've just been really busy with a couple of projects, which I think I've mentioned, but I can't really talk about, and you know, they might not even come to fruition. But yeah, I'm finally rounding things off to a point where I will have more time for personal work again. You know, if I'd had time, I would have been uploading regularly, to be honest, despite not necessarily wanting the feedback. I feel weird when I'm not making videos, and I'm looking forward to having the time to get back into it properly soon. But yeah, that is it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've missed you. And yeah, I'll see you for the next one. Bye.